The speech is from Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, President's speech at 75th Republic Day 2024. My heartiest greetings to all of you on the eve of the 75th Republic Day. My heart is filled with pride when I look back and see how far we have traveled despite adversities. The 75th year of the Republic is truly a historic milestone in the journey of the nation in many ways. This is an especially festive occasion, just as we celebrated the unique greatness and diverse culture of our nation during the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav when we completed 75 years of independence. Tomorrow is the day we celebrate the commencement of the Constitution. Its preamble begins with the word, "We the people of India," highlighting the theme of the document, namely democracy. In India, democratic system is much older than the concept of Western democracy. That is the reason why India is called the mother of democracy. After a long and difficult struggle on the 50th August 1947, India became free from the foreign rule. Yet the task of the framing the principles and processes that would govern the country and unleash its true potential was still a work in the progress. The Constituent Assembly spent nearly 3 years holding detailed discussion on all aspects of governance and produced the great founding document of our nation, the Constitution of India. Today, the nation gratefully remembers the leaders as we all the officials who contributed to the framing of our splendid and inspiring Constitution. My dear fellow citizens, Republic Day is an occasion to recall our foundational values and principles. When we contemplate any one of them, we are naturally guided to the rest. Democracy implies diversity of culture, beliefs, and practices. Celebrating diversity implies equality, which is upheld by justice. Freedom is what makes all possible. The totality of these values and principles is what makes us Indian. Guided by the sagacity of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the spirit of Constitution, imbued with these foundational values and principles, has led us invariable on the path of the social justice to put an end to all of any kinds of discrimination. The ethos of our republic brings together more than 1.4 billion of us to live as one family. For this largest family in the world, coexistence is not just imposition of geography, but a source of happiness, which finds expression in our Republic Day celebrations. Our national festivals are momentous occasion when we are together look back and look ahead. If we look at the year since the last of Day, there is much to be pleased about. The successful organizing of our Group of 20 summit in the capital under India's presidency was an unprecedented achievement. What was all the more noteworthy was the way the people were involved in the G20 events. The ideas and inputs travel not downward from the top but upwards from the bottom. The magnificent event provided lesson for all in making citizens participants in strategic and diplomatic matters that are, in the final analysis, going to shape their own future. The G20 summit has also boosted India immerse in the voice of the global south, adding a necessary element to the international discourse. We also progressed further towards the ideal of gender equality when the Parliament passed the historic Women's Reservation Bill. I believe the Nari Shakti Vandan Adniyam will prove to be a revolutionary tool of women's empowerment. It will also go along with the improving the process sense of our governance, when more women will be involved in the matters of collective importance. Our administrative priorities will be more in tune and needs of the masses. It was it was also the year when India went to the moon, becoming the first to land on the lunar South Pole region. I am happy to add that India's space journey is slated to cross milestones, preparation for the Gaganyaan mission, our first human spacecraft program, are proceeding smoothly. We have always been proud of our scientists and technology experts, but now they are aiming far higher than before and are delivering too. India's space program is aimed at expanding and deepening the role of science and technology for the benefit of the entire humanity. More children, I'm sure, will be becoming interested in science and cultivate a scientific temper. It will also inspire more youngsters, especially young women, to pursue careers in science and technology. India is moving ahead with a confidence which comes from and also reflected by the robust health of the economy. Our GDP growth rates has remained the highest among major economies in the recent years. And we all have reasons to believe that this extraordinary performance will continue in the year 2024 and beyond. What I find particularly noteworthy is that the same far-sighted planning that fuels the economy has also given a push to the welfare drive to make the development inclusive in every sense of the term. The government had increased the scope and schemes to prove free food to the weaker section of society during the pandemic days. These measures were later continued to extend a helping hand to the vulnerable population to come out of the crisis, expanding the scope of the initiative. The government has decided to provide free food to grants to over 81 crore people for 5 years. This may be the biggest welfare initiative of its kind in history. Moreover, there has been a number of mission mode schemes to increase the ease of living for all citizens, from the availability of the safe and adequate drinking water at home to the security having owns one home. These are basic minimum requirements, not privileges. These matters are beyond any political or economic ideology and must be seen from the humanitarian perspective. The government has not only expanded and enhanced the welfare schemes, but also redefined the idea of welfare itself. It will be a proud day for us, all of us. India becomes one of these few countries where homelessness is the rarity. Similarly, education policy gives adequate trust to bridge the digital divide and create a uniform educational structure for the benefit of the unprivileged students. The expanding insurance overall Ayushman Bharat scheme aims to bring together all the beneficiaries under its umbrella and provide a great reassurance to the poor and the vulnerable. Our sports stars have inspired children to take us diverse sports and games, helping them boost their self-confidence. I am sure that our sports person who are infused with this confidence will deliver an improved performance in the upcoming Paris Olympics. Polluted water is very big problem. It's not just in India, but the entire world, and in particularly for poor and developing countries. In order to address this challenge in India, we are carrying out a very big campaign to ensure the pipe clean water. In recent times, many conflicts have emerged around the world, and several parts of it have been suffering from violence. When each of the two conflicting sides believe that it is right and the other is wrong, the way out should be found in the light of the reason. Unfortunately, instead of reason, fears and prejudices have fueled passions, leading to relentless violence. There have been a series of humanitarian tragedies on the large scale, and we feel aggrieved over the human suffering. In such times, we recall Lord Buddha's words. Not at any time are enmities. At priest have true enmity, but they are at peace through non-enmity. This is the internal law. From Abardhaman Mahavir and Samrat Ashok to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, India has time and again showed that non-violence is not just ideal that may be difficult to achieve, but it is distinct possibility. In fact, it is a lived reality for many. Let us hope the regions embroiled in the conflicts will find peaceful way to resolve the conflicts and bring about peace. India's ancient wisdom can also help the world find a way our global environmental crisis. I am glad to see India at the forefront promoting renewable sources of the energy and taking a leadership position in global climate section. India has launched life movement for adoption and environment conscious lifestyle. The global community has appreciated our country's emphasis and individual behavior change for dealing the issue of climate change. People everywhere can and must contribute by bringing the lifestyle in tune with Mother Nature that will not only help save the planet for the generations to come, but also enhance the quality of life. The period of Amrit Kaal is also going to the period of unprecedented technological changes. Technological advances like artificial intelligence and the machine learning move from the headlines into our daily lives at the breathtaking speed. There are numerous areas of concern in the foreseeable future, but there are also exciting opportunities ahead, especially for the youth. They are exploring new frontiers. We need to do all we can do to remove hurdles from their path and then unleash their full potential. What we want is equality of opportunity. What they want is not just the same old rhetoric of equality, but the realization of our cherished ideal of equality. This is, after all, their confidence that is building the India of tomorrow. Moreover, the India Moreover, the mind of the youth is shaped by teachers who are real architects of the nation's future. I will also like to thank and mention our farmers and laborers who toil silently and make highly contribution to creating better future for our nation. In the eve of this auspicious occasion, India also gratefully salutes to the members of our armed forces, police, and paramilitary forces, without whose valor and vigil we would not have scaled the great heights we have. Before I conclude, let me offer my greetings to the members of the judiciary and civil services. My Republic Day greetings to the officials of India's missions abroad and the diaspora community. Let us all have dedicate ourselves to serve the nation and fellow citizens in every way we can. My best wishes to all of you in this endeavor.